Right, to get started with this exercise, I just want to show people how to first set up their new document, and after doing that, I want to very quickly go into the specific project or exercise requirements in regards to the sentence that you're choosing and what the limitations are of this exercise. So first, I'm going to talk about how to start a new document once you're in Illustrator, specific to this exercise, this text as image exercise. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new document that has the same dimensions as one of the standard poster sizes. So when you're working with files that you're printing out or pieces that you're printing out, sometimes it can be helpful to know what some standard printer sizes are, or what standard sizes are that printers can output, and then also what some standard paper sizes are. So for this project, we're going to start with a standard dimension for paper size and for printers, which is 11 by 17. So I just went to New under File, and I have this window now. So if you're in CS6, you're seeing something different. And just a quick reminder, no matter what you end up clicking here, or even if you don't mean to click something here, these are all just suggestions on this top bar and also on this left-hand side. And anything that you input on this right-hand side, that's going to be what overwrites anything. So this is really the only thing you need to worry about. And what clicking some of these presets does is it fills in this information, but we don't need to do that for these exercises. And so you can just focus all your attention over here on this side. So for this project, we're going to be working with a 11 by 17 dimension. And so we can either keep it in pixels and then just have it be 1100 by 1700. And the way I'm setting that up is I just know that I want to work with this 11 by 17 dimension because that's what this paper size is for. And this is a somewhat standard size and dimension when you're working with posters, which is what we're using for this project. And even though I'm working in pixels, and this might be a slightly different in terms of inches, I know this is going to maintain the aspect ratio that I want. And on top of this, because we're working with vector files and vector images, I will be able to output this and export this and print this at whatever dimension that I want to without losing quality. And as long as I'm keeping the same aspect ratio, I can enlarge or shrink down as much as I want. And I will be able to print it out at an 11 by 17 inch dimension. Now, if you want to do something a little bit easier, a little bit more straightforward, and you just want to be certain, you can always go to, for this exercise, you can always go here for the units of measure, just switch it to inches, and then you can just put in 11 by 17. So either of these options is fine for this exercise, and it isn't really going to matter either way. So that's where you can start with the inches. Make sure that you're still at one artboard, and then you don't need to worry about the bleeds. And then for the color mode, it can be RGB or CMYK. It's really whatever you work best in. So for myself, I always choose CMYK, but for people that work with RGB more, so maybe you're used to working in more of a web developing program, or you got really used to the RGB spectrum that is in Photoshop, maybe that's why would maybe choose RGB color. So then I'm going to say create, and now I have my new document, and I'm going to now just talk quickly about the requirements for this project. And let me come over here to the sentence that I have open in Notepad. So the requirements for this project are you're going to create an image that falls within this 11 by 17 dimension, and the only elements that you can include in this image are text. So you can create and text from a sentence. So you have, each of you has selected your own unique sentence, and this is the one that I'm selecting, then I'll be using for the rest of these exercise tutorials. And so just before you get started with the actual the development of this image in Illustrator, you just want to make sure that you have this sentence, you know what sentence you're using, and also to be sure that you're working within the project requirements, which is you're working at 11 by 17, and you are working with a single sentence, you're working only with the 2 fonts that I have outlined in the project requirements. So you're not allowed to use any other images, any other shapes even, no lines, no nothing, just the text, and the font of the text has to be one of the 2 that I have outlined in the project requirements. So once you have all those things decided, and once you have this sentence written down in some kind of text editing or notepad application, then you're ready to start this assignment. So last thing you want to do is you have your new document here, and you just want to make sure to save that somewhere on your computer so you know what it is.